So today we're going to do a mindful flow. And so you can start with your legs in seated position, sitting on a blanket or a block. And you want to have blocks available for today's practice. So just coming into a comfortable seat and noticing your breath. Let's notice your body and how your body feels. Do you feel calm and centered, or maybe restless and agitated? Notice if the body feels heavy or light. And just dropping into whatever's happening in the body right now in this moment. And creating an intention for our practice today. So, something that I've been focusing on is community. So, creating more of a sense of community as best I can online and just being open to that. So, if there's something that you've been working on, you can bring that to mind right now, something that you're cultivating or nurturing. Maybe you just want to think about having the intention of deepening your breath, stretching your muscles, grounding. So just having that, whatever you decide, that intention. And then imagining what that would look like. So what does it look like to be grounded or calm or having your muscles stretched out or having a sense of community, connectedness? Let's make our way onto our backs. Keeping the knees bent, feet on the floor. Bringing the arms to shoulder height into a T. And we're just going to gently draw the knees over to the right, head to the left, and inhale back to center, and exhale, knees to the left and head to the right. So gently moving the knees from side to side, moving with your breath. It feels good also to inhale when the knees are to one side so we can deepen into our hip and side body. You can move the head in the opposite direction. And then we'll do one more on each side. And bringing the knees back to center. Let's take the right arm up and over the head and roll over to the right. Let's come up into table. So you can take your blanket and place it underneath your knees. And then inhale, let's come into cow. Shoulders roll down the back, tailbone lifts and chest lifts. And exhale, rounding. So the tailbone rounds under, chin to chest, and shrugging the shoulders up by the ears. And again, moving with your breath. It doesn't have to be so linear. If you like to move into one hip or the other, into the side lateral bodies, you can do that. So making this practice your own. And we'll go through one more of each. And then coming back to a neutral spine, let's curl the toes under, pressing back into down dog. Feel free to shake out the head, pressing one heel down and the other, opening up the ankles and the calves. So here, shoulders are rolling away, shoulder bones are rolling away from each other, lengthening through your spine. And then the palms, the left palm is an L and the right palm is in a J, spreading the fingers wide. Inhale, let's lift the right leg and bend the knee, draw it into the chest. And let's step the right foot in between the palms. So coming into a lunge, dropping the left knee down, you can take hold of your blocks, bring them on either side of the right foot, coming into this version of Anjaneyasana. So palms are generally under the shoulders, drawing the inner thighs together isometrically. And you might want to lunge that right knee forward. Inhaling and exhaling, extending through the right leg, coming into half Hanuman. And we're just going to pulse back and forth. So inhaling, opening the back of the right leg and stretching through the thigh. So just nice and easy stretches to start. And then coming forward and bringing both palms onto your right thigh. We're going to start to twist over to the right. You can bring your left palm to the outside of your right thigh. And twisting here, or you can take your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh and bringing the palms together. Just twisting from the base of the spine, feeling that twist in the waist, into the chest and the ribs. And one more deep breath here. And exhale, release. So if that's too much, you don't have to go all the way into it. You can come back to the press with the left palm. And then let's go ahead and take the right foot over to the left, sitting back onto your left thigh, coming into pigeon. So resting the front of your left thigh on your blanket if you're using one. You can stay up on your palms or you can come down onto your forearms. And I like to rock the hips out just to open up the hips. And you can stay here or you can take the elbows out to the edges of the mat and rest your forehead down. So coming into the version of this pose that feels best for your body right now where it is. And then let's inhale, coming back up. Curl the back toes under. Let's extend through that right leg. And then release the right foot alongside the left. Let's lift the left leg. Draw the knee into the chest. And then stepping the left foot in between the palms. You can always help it up there if you need to. And then dropping the right knee down. You can take the blocks to either side of the left foot. And Anjaneyasana on this side. So maybe taking that right knee a little further back for a deeper stretch in the thighs. Palms are generally underneath the shoulders, lengthening through the front of the spine. Deep breath in. And exhale. Let's extend through the left leg. And lengthening through the spine. And then coming forward, moving with your breath. So we're just warming up the body, stretching and twisting, creating space. And noticing the spaces in between the breaths. And then next time you come forward, we're going to pause, lift up. You can take your palms onto your left thigh, or you can start to twist over to the left. So it's nice to start with just a gentle twist and then staying with this, or you can take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, and you can even bring it there with your left palm if you need to, and then palms come together and press. And feel that lengthening from the base of the spine all the way up. And if you're feeling a little wobbly, that's okay, because that means your muscles are working. And one more deep breath. And exhale, release. Let's come back to center. Release the left knee back, moving the blocks off to the side. And let's come back into down dog. And inhale. Let's roll through the spine. Coming into plank. Drawing up through the midline. And exhale back into down dog. And inhale, rolling forward into plank. And exhaling back into down dog. And one more time, rolling forward so the head comes up last. And back into down dog. And then let's move the blanket if it's still there, or if it's there at all. And then we'll walk the feet in between the palms. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. And let's toe heel the feet a little wider than hip width distance. Interlacing the palms behind your back. And exhale, fold. Stretching the shoulders and stretching the back. And let's start to bend the right knee. Twisting over to the right. And exhale to left. And moving back and forth. Just nice and easy. And slowly coming back to center. Let's roll the shoulders away from the ears as we lift up. Good. Coming into Tadasana, coming to the top of your mat, moving through Surya Namaskar A and B. Inhaling, let's circle the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. And exhale, let's step the left and right foot back, coming into plank. For the first time, let's drop the knees, chest and chin. Inhale into cobra, lengthening through the front of the spine. And exhale, pressing back into balasana and back into down dog. Inhale, look up between the palms, stepping the right and then the left foot. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise up. You can have the knees micro bent as you lift. Lift the arms, and exhale, Tadasana. Shoulders roll onto your back. Let's go ahead and bring the legs together, bending the knees, sitting the butt, the hips way back, lifting the arms up and over the head, and slightly start to curl the tailbone under, lengthening through the lower spine. And then sit a little lower. Deep breath in, reach, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Step the left and the right foot back, coming into plank. This time you can drop the knees, chest, and chin, or you can come down with a flat back in chaturanga. Then inhale into cobra or up dog with the knees lifted. And exhale, down dog. You can roll right over the toes. Inhale, let's lift the right leg. Bend the knee, step the foot in between the palms. And dropping the back heel, inhaling into warrior one. So warrior one, our feet are on two separate tracks. If you need a little space, more space for the hips, you can take the right foot out to the right edge of your mat a little bit more. And then we're squaring the hips off towards the front of the mat, arms are reaching. Deep breath. And exhale, circling the palms down and stepping the right foot back in plank. You can move through knees, chest, and chin, chaturanga, or you can come right into down dog. You can skip it all together. That's fine. And inhale, let's lift the left leg. Bend the knee, step the foot in between the palms. Dropping the back heel and inhaling into Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 on this side. Again, giving yourself plenty of space for the hips if you need to. Stepping that left foot out to the left. Deep breath in. And exhale, release the palms down. Stepping the left foot back. And once again, moving through your vinyasa, or you can come right into down dog. And inhale, look up between the palms, bend the knees. Walk or step your feet. And bring the feet and the legs together. Bend the knees, coming back into Utkatasana chair pose. Good. Bring the weight onto your heels. And then inhale, lift up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's toe heel the feet a little wider. Micro bending the knees. Let's roll up through the center. Circling the arms. Good. And exhale, Samasthiti. Back to the center and back to Tadasana. So let's pause for a moment and feel. Check in with the body. How's it in there? How's your breath? And let's inhale, circling the arms. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, let's step the right foot back, dropping the heel and inhaling into warrior two. Deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, let's reverse it so right palm comes down the back of the right leg, left arm lifts, opening the left side body. And exhale, extended angle. You can rest your forearm on the thigh, or you can take a block and bring it to the inside of your left foot, or you can bring the palm all the way down to the floor. So we're lifting out of both sides of the waist, twisting the chest towards the ceiling. And exhale, release. Right palm comes down, back heel comes up, and let's twist it over towards the left. Dropping the right knee down and extending through that left leg in gate pose, bringing the right palm underneath the right shoulder. And here you can take hold of the top of the left foot or left ankle with the left hand, coming into a mini back stretch. And then release, lowering the left foot down. And you could take the left arm up and over the head, pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Or if you like, you can come into side plank Shavasana, either stacking the feet or you can stagger, bringing the left foot in front of the right. And if you're feeling particularly energetic, you can lift the left leg off of the right or come into tree Vikrasana. Really opening that left side body. And exhale, releasing the left palm down. Moving through vinyasa, you can come right into down dog or knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, let's lift the right leg, bend the knee, step the foot in between the palms, grounding down through the back heel, and inhale into warrior two. So here, really feeling like your arms are expanding out of your heart, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot, and rolling the right knee out to the right edge of your mat rather than in. Deep breath in. And exhale, let's reverse, stretching the right side body from the hip all the way to the armpit and the fingertips. And exhale, extended angle. So you can rest your forearm on the thigh or take your block or bring the palm all the way down to the floor. A deep breath in, really lengthening, lifting out of the waist. And exhale, left palm comes down, back heel comes up, and let's twist over to the right. A deep breath in, and exhale, release the left knee down, and extend the right leg. Coming into gate pose, you can take hold of the top of the right foot or right ankle with the right hand. Coming into a little back bend. Nice stretch for the thigh. And then release, lowering that right foot down, pressing into the edge of the right foot. And you can stay in gate or you can come into Vashisthasana, either staggering or stacking the feet, lifting the leg or coming into tree. Whatever the case is, making sure that you're not letting your hips sag. And one more deep breath. And exhale, release back into plank. You can move through your vinyasa or come right into down dog. And deep breath in and deep breath out. Let's go ahead and inhale. Exhale through the mouth, stick out the tongue. Inhale. Exhale. Really releasing anything you no longer need. Deep breath in and exhale. And inhale, look up between the palms, bend the knees, walk step, or you can float the feet in between the palms. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. Let's toe heel the feet a little wider, taking the forearms this time behind the calves. Just stretching out the lower back. And inhale, let's rise up. Inhaling the arms and exhaling, palms into the center of the chest and down. So let's bring ourselves back together here in Tadasana. Pausing and feeling, checking in with the breath. And inhale, let's circle the arms. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, let's step the right foot back and lifting up into Crescent Lunge. So we're on the ball of the back foot. Arms lifting up and over the head and stretching through both sides of the waist. And then from here, let's bring the arms down to the sides, chest closer to the thigh. Drawing up through the midline. And then bringing the weight onto your left leg, lifting the right, coming into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So you can stay here with the arms at the sides. You can bring the palms into the center of the chest. Or the most challenging is lifting the arms up and over the head. So keep lifting out of that standing leg. Squaring the hips down towards the floor. And then slowly lowering the right foot back. Coming back into your Crescent Lunge. Deep breath in. And exhale, let's circle the arms down. Stepping that left foot back, and let's press our hips back into down dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up. Bend the knee, step the foot in between the palms. And coming into our Crescent Lunge on this side. Deep breath. And exhale. Bringing the arms at the sides, or you can bring them up and over the head. And slowly lifting onto your right leg. Keep lifting out of that right leg. And slowly let's lower back down. Coming back into Crescent Lunge. And slowly bring the palms down. Step the right leg back. Moving through Chaturanga or coming right into down dog. And inhale, let's lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, step the foot in between the palms. Walking the palms to the right and taking the feet so that they're parallel with one another. Heels actually out, toes in. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold, coming into straddle. You You can take your middle and index fingers around the big toe of each foot. Or if you like, you can walk the palms through the legs for a lower back stretch. And noticing the breath. And then from here, let's go ahead and roll the shoulders onto your back. Roll them away from the ears, lengthening through the neck. And release. Let's take the palms underneath the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. Drawing the heels in, toes out, bending the knees, and let's rise up. Bending the knees, bending the elbows, and coming into goddess squat. And then lifting your right heel, and then the left. And your right and left. And maybe both. Sitting the hips a little lower. Woo! And slowly release, lengthening through the legs, releasing the heels, and releasing the palms onto your thighs. Let's bend the knees once again, and we'll just pulse the shoulders, which feels great. Nice little stretch for the shoulders and the back. Feel free to pause and hold. And let's come back to center. So having your blocks nearby, we're going to turn the toes to the front of the mat. Coming into a comfortable stance with your legs, we're going to make our way into Trichonasana. So hips draw to the back of your mat, lengthening the arms. And let's come into our Trichonasana. You can rest your palm on your shin, your ankle, or you can take a block to the inside of your left foot. And lengthening out of both sides of the waist. And if you like, you can take that right arm up and over the head, stretching through the fingertips. And then release the right palm onto your block. Let's bend the left knee, taking that block to the outer left-hand corner of the mat. And making your way into half moon. So you can use the block or you can forego the block. Stacking the right hip on top of the left. And then from here, if you like, you can bend the right knee, take hold of the right ankle or top of the right foot with the right hand. And press the foot away for your balance. Maybe bringing the left palm into the center of the chest. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Coming back to center, let's take the block with us. If we're using it to the back of the mat, we're going to turn the toes to the back of your mat. Bringing the block to the inside of your right foot. And then hinging the hips to the front of your mat. Arms come to shoulder height. And coming down into Trichonasana. So if you tend to hyperextend your knees, you can micro bend the knee. Just to wake up the muscles. And then if you like, you can stay here or you can take that left arm up and over the head and really reaching out of the waist. And then release. Left palm comes onto your block, taking the block to the outer right-hand corner of your mat, bending the right knee and lifting, stacking left hip on top of right. You can take the left arm up and over the head, or you can reach to find the top of the left foot or left ankle. and sticking with this, hanging out here, or you can work on the balance. I like to micro bend my standing leg. Just feels more supported. And then release. This side's a little more wobbly for me, that's for sure. And then extending and releasing the leg back down. Bringing the feet back to parallel. And we're just going to heel toe the feet in so that the heels are in, toes are out, sitting down into Malasana squat. So if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can bring the feet more parallel. If you're ready for a little bit of a break, you can take the block and underneath the sits bones and sit on it. And just come into a supported squat. So yeah, there's a little more challenge if you bring the feet to parallel. It's a little more challenging. My back rounds a lot when I do that. It's good practice. And then release the palms down to the floor. Let's go ahead and lengthen through the legs. Bringing the feet to parallel. Let's just hang out here for a moment, taking hold of opposite elbows. Have a slight bend in your knee if you need it. You can bring your chest onto your thighs. And then release. Let's turn the toes to the front of your mat. Stepping the right foot back, coming into a lunge. And one last time, if you'd like, you can come through vinyasa, knees, chest, and chin, chaturanga, or right into down dog. Inhale, look up between the palms, walk, step, or float your feet. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And then from here, bringing the heels together, toes, and sitting back onto your heels. Taking a moment to center. And taking your time to lower down onto your sits bones. Bloop. And let's make our way onto our left side. I love this exercise because it just really helps to open up the pectoralis muscles and the trapezius muscles and just makes my neck feel great. So just resting your head on the inside of your left arm. You can stack the knees. They don't have to be hip height. And then taking the right arm and just letting it drape down the side. Nice and loose wrist. So this is a somatic exercise. Somatic exercises are meant to reconnect the body movements with brain so that we're moving more consciously and more safely and avoiding injury. And all of yoga really is somatic, but this really slows us down to pay attention to what the body's doing. And so let's go ahead and lengthen the arm, reaching down towards the feet, lift the head. Deep breath in. And exhale, release the head. Keep reaching the arm down. You'll feel that stretch in the right side of the neck. And then release. Let's roll the shoulder forward so the shoulder blades are coming apart on the back. Reaching the arm down towards the feet, lift the head. Let's turn the head towards the right shoulder, towards the left shoulder. And feel free to pause anywhere in between. Feels a little cranky and crunchy in there. And then when you're ready, release the head. Keep reaching the arm. And then roll the shoulder back to center and reach. Lift the head. You can move the head from side to side if that feels good. Up and down. And then release the head, release the arm. Let's roll the shoulder back so the shoulder blades come together on the back. Reach, lift the head. And let's lower the head. Here you can do any micro movements just to smooth out some of the more stiff parts of the shoulder. It's like we're doing some detailing work on our shoulder, like we do for our car, and sometimes for our houses. We can do it for our shoulder. Just any little movements that feel good, like you're clearing some space in there. And then release the head. And roll the shoulder back to center and release. Whew, let's roll it out. So rolling it in all directions. And reversing it. And let's make our way onto our back and just notice any difference between the right and the left shoulders. So a lot of times I notice that the shoulder that I've worked on feels more grounded, feels more integrated, definitely feels more relaxed, while the other shoulders feels like it's coming off the mat. And so just notice if your shoulder feels that way. And then we're going to roll over to the right. So resting on the inside of your right arm. Again, gentle bend in the knees. Taking the left arm, just draping it on the side of your body. And then let's lengthen the arm, lift the head. So we lift the head and we shorten the muscles so that we can elongate the muscles. So release the head. Keep stretching the arm down the side. Just creates a little more length in the muscles. And then let's roll the shoulder forward. Keep reaching down. Let's lift the head. You can turn the head to face the left shoulder, right shoulder. Moving your head around any way that feels good. And then release. Keep reaching the arm. And then roll the shoulder back to center. Reach. Lift the head. Move the head from side to side, up and down. But just be careful not to jerk the head around. We want these to be therapeutic movements. And then release the head. And release the arm. And then roll the shoulder onto your back, reaching down towards the feet, lift the head. And then feel free to do some of those micro movements, detailing the shoulder. This is especially good to do if you do any weightlifting. You're strengthening the muscles, and now here we're lengthening and we're carving out space. And release the head. Let's roll the shoulder back to center. Lift the head. And release the arm. And now let's roll all the way through. And reversing it. And let's roll onto our back. And just notice how the shoulders feel. And so sometimes the ribs get a little tight when we do this because we're focusing so much on the shoulders. So like we did in the beginning, let's start to just roll the knees from side to side, just really gently. If it feels good, you can take your arms out to a T again. And just breathing into those ribs and the intercostal muscles in between the ribs. And let's make our way onto our side. And we're going to come onto our belly. So allowing your forearms to be resting on the mat, elbows basically underneath your shoulders, lengthening out of the front of the spine, and softening the lower back and the pelvis. And here, let's turn and look down at our right foot, stretching out the left side body. So you're twisting and lengthening the left side and coming back to center and going to the left, looking down at the left foot. And let's do one more on each side. And returning to center, let's take the palms to chest level. Press into seal, stretching out the front of the body. And bending the knees. Let's sit on the sits bones. So taking the knees over to the right. You can have your right foot on top of the left thigh. And then let's take the right palm down as an anchor. So you can have the palm behind your back, the left palm on your right thigh, and just gently twisting over to the right. And let's round the lower back and then lengthen and twist. And again, release, round the lower back, and lengthen and twist. You might feel like you're getting a little deeper into the twist, even if it's just another millimeter. And then stay twisting and start to round in the lower back and lengthen. So it's a very subtle movement. You're just opening up the lower lumbar spine. And let's do one more. And release to center. And switch the knees over to the left. Grounding down through the left palm. Taking the right palm to the outside of the left thigh. And let's just twist. And release. So as you release, rounding the back. And inhale, lengthen and twist. And release. And this time we're going to twist, and staying in the twist, rounding and lengthening the lower back. So you'll feel the stretch in the lower back, maybe in the hips. This is really good if you suffer from lower back pain. And moving with your breath. And one more stretch. And let's make our way back to center. So hopefully your back feels a little more stretched out. And we're going to make our way onto our back where we started. Have your blocks close by. Coming onto your back, keeping the knees bent, feet on the floor. So the lower back should feel pretty relaxed. And see if you can soften. If there's still an arch in the spine, you can just soften the lower back towards the floor. And then pressing into the heels, lifting the hips, coming into bridge pose. And if you like, you can take the shoulders underneath the back for support. You can even interlace the fingers. That's just an option. And then imagine someone's pressing your knees down and away from the body. So lengthening the thigh muscles and lengthening the abdominal muscles and creating space in the legs and the body and the breath, the chest. Bringing the breath all the way to the upper chest. Deep breath in and exhale. Slowly release. Unclasp the fingers. And roll the shoulders out. Relaxing the lower back onto your mat. Slight curl in the tailbone. And then inhale, lift. Coming up onto your tippy toes if you need to. You can break one block under your lower lumbar spine. And then the other. Right next to it. Just sinking your back onto your blocks. And then from here, if it doesn't bother the lower back, you can bend the knees, draw them into the chest, and just roll from side to side. And then release the feet back down. You can lift the heels, removing the blocks and slowly lowering down one vertebrae at a time. And getting ready for final Shavasana. So you can take your blanket, can roll it underneath your knees. If you have a bolster, you can take the bolster, bring it behind your back. And bring your feet and your legs into Tadasana. That feels good. Or you can bring the blocks under your knees for support. So doing whatever feels good to your body. You can rest in a traditional Shavasana. That's fine too. Just legs down the mat, arms at your sides. And here, softening the throat, softening your eyes, your inner ears, your facial muscles. Relaxing your chest and your shoulders, your arms and your elbows, the forearms and the wrists and the fingers. Relaxing your ribs, lower belly, middle and lower back, hips, pelvis and groin, glutes, thighs, shins and calves, ankles, and feet. And just becoming aware of your breath and how your body feels. And let's slowly start to roll the head from side to side, drawing the knees together if they're bent, and drawing the legs down your mat. And stretch in any way that feels good for your body. And making your way onto one side. Coming into seated position. Let's come back to our original intention. And taking a deep breath, let's circle the arms up and over the head. And exhale, bringing the palms down in front of the heart. In love, light, and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking time to practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Namaste.